Hello, everybody. Water gets far too little credit in our society, in our Western society. By contrast, many indigenous and ancient cultures revere or have revered the sacred properties of water. In their view, water can carry important information. We all know that water comprises at least 2/3 of our bodies. Water permeates our cells, not as liquid, but in its fourth gel-like form. And it's been revealed that our planet Gaia also consists of enormous amounts of water within it. Water in a different state than liquid, but water nonetheless. The amount is equivalent to several times the sum of all the oceans on the surface. If you consider Gaia a living being, just like humans, but a bigger one, then it makes sense that she too largely consists of water. There is sometimes talk of muscle memory and of trauma being, quote unquote, trapped inside the body, often leading to pain. Perhaps water is the medium for that. A simple freezing technique developed by the independent water researcher from New Zealand, Vida Austin, seems to corroborate what ancient and indigenous cultures have always said about water. She's documented hundreds of cases of what she calls hydroglyphs, unique and meaningful patterns in newly frozen water. What she does is that Vida Austin, she exposes a petri dish with water to frequencies, music, a thought, written words, or images before she puts it in the freezer. The patterns that emerge are fascinatingly, amazingly dissimilar. And the mind-blowing thing is that they correspond to what the water has been exposed to prior to freezing. It actually looks as if the water carries memories of the environment it's been in. So have a look at these amazing examples from Vida Austin's website. I actually did a few experiments like these myself. I poured some water into a shallow glass dish and placed it on an image or several images. And I then focused my attention for half a minute or so on the water, conveying a positive, heartfelt wish that it would remember what was underneath. Not every experiment came out with a clear message, but 3 or possibly 4 of them did. This one is probably my favorite. I placed the dish on a photo of myself, my mother, my sister, and a guide sitting on the side of the Great Pyramid of Giza in Giza, Egypt. If you don't know that we're sitting on the Khufu pyramid, you can't tell. When the water froze, it formed a plain pyramid shape at the edge of the dish. A very simple but very straightforward reproduction, I would say. In this next example, I used a €5 bill. What the ice wants to convey isn't, I guess, immediately obvious to everyone, but I interpret what I see as the 5 of Wands card in the tarot deck. What does that mean? Well, it is often interpreted as challenge, conflict, competition, and internal strife. I mean, isn't that the Eurozone for you? So by contrast, the egg on the roof of painter Salvador Dali's house in Portugal in Spain gave a very straightforward result, right? My fourth example is less clear, or perhaps I haven't figured out the message just yet, but maybe you can. A Bolivian 10 Bolivianos bill resulted in this intriguing pattern. What is this? Is it the relief of an indigenous head with a headscarf? Is it trying to outline Lake Titicaca, the lake that sits on the border between Peru and Bolivia? If you squint, you can kind of see the two birds on the bill sitting diagonally away from each other. The myriad bubbles along the fringe could perhaps represent the Estado Plurinacional, the plurinational state of Bolivia mentioned on the bill, or simply the shoreline in the picture. The modern pioneer in this research field was Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto. He demonstrated that water is shaped by the environment, by thoughts, and by emotions. Emoto studied the ice crystals that form when water freezes, much like Vida Austin does, but Emoto was concentrating on the crystals themselves, the ice crystals. His experiments clearly show that exposing water to loving, peaceful, and positive words creates much more symmetrical, harmonious, and beautiful crystals than exposing it to negative or hateful words. A fascinating Taiwanese-American study recently indicated that intentionally treated water has healing properties. Brain cancer cells that had been grown in water treated with positive intentions by Buddhist monks were significantly less aggressive than the same type of cells grown in a medium with untreated water. In the experiment, 3 monks entered a meditative state and directed their awareness to bottles of purified water. They held the intention that the water would cause beneficial changes to the cancer in the cancer cells, which it thus did. Again, water seems to absorb thoughts, emotions, ideas, forms, and concepts, store them, and remember them. Knowing all of this, you may want to send some loving thoughts to that glass of water in your hand before you drink it. Water deserves our deepest respect. It holds many answers, and we should be asking it questions. If you want to read a somewhat extended version of this homage to water, there's a link in the show notes to an essay that I wrote. Thank you, love you, bye for now. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit that like button and share the video with your friends. Please support the channel if you can. I appreciate all the support. You can become a Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or you can make a one-off donation via PayPal if you wish. All the links are in the description box below. Thank you.